Ego is the cause of trouble. It is that which leads us off of a cliff. It is the leader of a pack of herd animals that will drive all other emotions, all other desires off of a cliff if it is given free rein within our minds. And ego is existent in everyone's mind who doesn't try to conquer it. Conquering ego isn't as simple as stamping your foot or praying a single prayer or meditating once. Ego is an enemy that must be defeated over a long period of time, starting with one action, one decision to fight against that which desires to conquer, which desires to be above others, which desires to be the one boss of everything around it, and that's what every ego tries to do. It is of course mitigated with our other virtues, by our other virtues, and our other good qualities, but it will always try to be the boss of our emotions, of our mental thoughts, and of everyone else around us if it controls our mind enough. Um, Ego is that piece of ourselves that should be fought, should be discarded, and should be thrown aside as once you identify it. And a lot of the time through our everyday life, we think that okay, well, he said something that I don't like to me, so I'm going to treat him like he treated me. That's ego. Or that position in my job is open to only one person, and I think I deserve the most, and I want it the most. I'm going to get it. That is also ego. But like, if you still want that job, even beyond ego, even beyond just thinking that you're better, that's okay. But thinking that you're better, that you are better than everyone else, and you deserve it, that you are the one who should have always had it. That's where ego creeps in. It creeps in even to actions, even to thoughts that are connected to other things, that are connected to progress, be it career, be it spirituality. And as far as spirituality goes, we like to think, okay, I've bested this person in a spiritual debate. I've followed this spiritual master for a long time and understands his works far more than the person that's debating with me right now. I've reached a state of enlightenment that is far above anyone around me, anybody that I know, and anybody that talks to me. I am better spiritually. These are the things that the ego says. These are the tactics that the ego uses to try and seduce us into thinking that our existence is more important than other people's existence. That we deserve more than other people deserve because of our qualifications, because of our value. But in truth, we don't deserve any more than anybody else deserves. And also, even if we work towards a certain position, and we take on that position, and we feel like, okay, well, I'm the right person for this. That is different than ego. Ego will say, I'm the only person for this. I deserve it way more than anybody else. Look at them over there. They're ridiculous. Why would they be allowed to have this position? Of course I deserve it. The ego is subtle. It will deceive you in whatever ways it can. It will go into every back door that you have, to every action that you do, to every emotion that you feel, and try to insert itself as the main motivator, without us even knowing, without us even deciding that it should be. And I've experienced ego quite a bit. I've, looked down on other people's intelligence. I've taken things that weren't mine and said, this is mine. If I have the strength to take it, I deserve it. This is years back, many years back. I've said, okay, well, I'll make money any way that I can, any way that I want to make it, even if it's illegal, so that I can be an independent person, and if I can get away with it, then I deserve that money. And this is what a lot of people still tell themselves. I did this many years ago, but many people still tell themselves this. And when it comes to the business world, especially, people will try to conquer other people as far as gaining clients, as far as pushing forward in their career above other people, trying to gain leadership positions that through dirty tactics. And the dirty tactics is the thing that we should recognize when it comes to ego. That is the hallmark of ego. Not necessarily playing fair, but through taking the back road to playing fair, the smearing of other people, the stepping on other people in order to gain what we think we deserve, stepping on them in a very disgraceful manner, in a very unhonorable manner, if you will. And sabotaging others should be looked at. If we constantly sabotage others, whether it's in a social groups or a business setting, or career, or even a charity, or amongst friends, amongst family members. If we constantly sabotage people in order to make ourselves look better, or in order to allow ourselves to look better than somebody else, especially, then we should be aware that ego is at play. The ego is the enemy. The ego is that which should be fought. The enemy within, there is no greater than the ego. The enemy without is only an illusion. Our identification with how that enemy externally matters is what bolsters our ego and creates a very satisfying sense of individuality that is based off of being better. And once you realize you believe that, once you realize that it's crept into you, realize that you're controlled by ego, and conquer ego. Ego is your enemy. Nothing else, no one else is. You can always react to somebody without ego. If somebody comes at you with a knife and wants to kill you, or with a gun and wants to kill you, you can still react and take them down and get the weapon from them without using ego. If somebody wants to take your job, you can still react without ego. If somebody in a social setting tries to make you seem less and them seem more, deserving of people's praise, or, cooler, whatever you want to say, you can react and explain why they are not, or just ask why are they doing this. This is ridiculous. You can do that without ego. So if you're going to act in any circumstance, do it without ego, and recognize when you're embracing ego, and fight it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been interesting. I hope this has been informative. And if it has, feel free to shoot a thumbs up down there and that like. And if you have any questions about anything that I've talked about, or comments, positive or negative, feel free to shoot it down in the comment section below. I would love to hear what you have to say. And I hope you all have a great day, and always fight that ego.